Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today is a particularly special day. Oh my god, the voice crack. Today is a particularly special day because the embargo for content creator early access has finally been lifted and I can officially show you the wonders of 2.1 and what can be done with all this new stuff. The challenge I set for myself was to make or adapt vehicles to cover every new item in the game. I'm just gonna dive straight into it because I have a solid lineup to cover for you all today. I shall begin with this mech that I built very early on into the testing phase for this update. I've named it the Liquidator Minitor because that is exactly what it is. Direct inspiration for the design came from the walker of the same name from No Man's Sky, and considering how cool that thing is and the fact that we're getting a flamethrower in this update, I just had to make one. Unfortunately, there will be no dedicated video for it because, like I said, it was made in testing and that would be a breach of my contract, but we can still appreciate it in its final form. With this mech, I have covered the small tank cannon and the flamethrower. Up next, I have the propeller Interceptor from this video, and I just switched the skin on the tiny cannons. Considering it's just a non-auto aim version of the smart cannon, I'm able to cross both of those off my list. After that, I have the submarine car from this video, which is adapted to use the mini torpedo launcher. Sometimes it just does this for no reason. When I initially built it, it didn't do that, but that covers the mini torpedo launcher as well as the bulldog and dragon engine skins. Speaking of torpedoes, the vehicle that covers the other two types of torpedo, among other things, is this boat I built. It includes by far the highest amount of new blocks out of all the vehicles in today's lineup. It features the minigun with the Vickers model applied, as well as a torpedo launcher under the waterline at the front. Running down the sides, we have 6 depth charges firing on a custom-made semi-automatic logic sequence that allows me to fire them sequentially by pressing the same button over and over, which is a feature that will be revisited in all of the other dispensers because I just thought it was really cool. Speaking of which, at the back we have a semi-automatic sea mine dispenser system on the waterline, which is piston propelled, so that in no circumstance is the mine actually able to trigger on its parent creation when it arms. Above that, there is an automated torpedo dispenser launch sequence, which is also piston propelled for the same reason as the sea mines, but also so that they can fire in quicker succession without hitting each other and thus veering off course. Finally, there's a searchlight on top because it makes the boat look a little bit more interesting as something that is otherwise just a glorified plank with weapons on it. This is one of 2 creations that will get its own dedicated video. The Flak cannon and its smaller variant are essentially the same thing and simple in their concept, so I just made this simple flak turret that gets overly excited when you use it for reasons unknown. And finally, we have this mine layer. It features the raw engines to let it drive around, but similarly to the boat, we have a sequential mine laying system that incorporates a rotating cylinder into its design to make the vehicle more compact as well as it looking really cool. This is the second of 2 creations alongside the boat that'll get its own dedicated video. And with that, this video has now come to an end. I sincerely hope you enjoyed this showcase of what can be done with this shiny new update. Now, of course, this update will come out for everyone tomorrow on June 17th, so get ready to get your own hands on this stuff. If watching this video was a pleasant experience, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind later. But also, I'm really close to 1,000 subscribers, so if you could subscribe, that helps me immeasurably while it costs you absolutely nothing. So it's a win-win. But anyway, that is enough yap. My name is utilise, and this has been a showcase of what can be done with Trailmakers Update 2.1 PvP Part 2. See you all next time.